It's getting warm in southern Nevada, and the plants are growing. And today I'm going to go and harvest some and cook them. Mustard plants, to be exact. They are the same plants that mustard sauce is made from, and the entire plant is edible. Root, leaves, stems, flowers, and very tasty. It's like salad that doesn't need dressing because it's flavorful and spicy. They make mustard from the seeds, and they grow like weeds. So let's go see what these plants look like and examine the cooking method of mustard plants. Here are some of the smaller sized mustard plants. I think these are out here are Sahara mustard, which are invasive species brought in from Africa. Basically, all mustard plants look similar to this. And I think I read that there are no poisonous lookalikes to mustard plants. Mustard plants, they have these stems and little flowers and leaves that look like this. And some of them have spikes on them like these ones do, but other variants of mustard plant don't. But Sahara mustard does. And they all have these different variations of seed pods. Mustard plants have these unique stems and leaves, so it's a pretty good way to distinguish them from other plants. And when they get older, they grow their stems like this, all branching out. So they're pretty easy to identify. Everything on the plant is edible, even the roots. Mustard plants are where mustard greens come from, and mustard sauce from the seeds when they dry and are ground up. So that's the Sahara mustard plant, an invasive species growing like a weed, especially out in desert type places where it's very well adapted to live. And here are some of the large mature plants. They look slightly different, but ultimately they have these seed pods, same kind of stems, and same kind of leaves. They're just really big. The mustard plants are everywhere here. My favorite part is these parts. They're very good. All these leaves are edible. These little small mustard leaves. It tastes like salad. But still, my favorite part is the stems and the little flower buds. And these grow like leaves or weeds. They have spikes on the leaves. Their leaves feel like Velcro. They're not too sharp to eat. And the smaller leaves taste better than the large ones. But the large ones, they can be boiled like spinach, and that probably tastes really good. I happen to like spinach. Here's one I pulled up by the root. I'll probably eat this entire plant, including the root. The roots are very strong. They taste like horseradish. I've washed this root. It is very strong, like horseradish. Now for the rest of the plant. Everything on these plants is edible. It's probably a good idea to wash them, but I'm not going to wash the plants because I'm going to boil these. These are mustard greens, these leaves, and these can be eaten. Everything here can be eaten without cooking it, and tastes very good. Particularly the flowers and the flower buds and the stems. They're slightly spicy and very tasty. So I'm gonna collect a lot of these and cook them. There's a mustard plant at a medium size, and you can see these seed pods. Not going to take these big leaves because red, they're less flavorful. They really do taste less flavorful the more mature they are, but the flowers and the buds are still really good and flavorful. Though these seed pods aren't very flavorful compared to the flowers and the buds. Now I'm going to add some of my special ingredients. I wouldn't want to add too much, but I do like spicy food. And ketchup. Yum yum. Ketchup is actually good when cooked like soup. Just a small amount because it tastes like tomato soup and it loses its sweetness. So it's a pretty good addition, especially because it's really cheap and can be eaten on almost anything. So I like to have ketchup, and I often put it in my soup type substances because it's good and flavorful. Unfortunately, I don't have salt, but that's okay because I think salt is bad for the health anyway. So now I'm going to take this to the fire. It's pretty windy today. I'll definitely have to use the oven door that I have. Seems the wind has helped it. I've actually put a bit too much water, but when it starts to boil, I'll just take the lid off so some of it evaporates quickly. It is in fact boiling. Just let it cook on the coals until it stops cooking. Now, mustard greens are cooked. They were still bubbling a second ago, but they are cooked. I am not waiting anymore. The coals caused them to boil for a long time. It's unnecessary to use a lot of firewood once the coals are hot. So now I'm going to eat this. Now I'm in my tent, protected from the wind, and it's time to eat my tasty, tasty mustard greens. So let us see now what they taste like. I actually like cooked spinach, so this kind of thing is great for me. I guess they're slightly different than what would be found in a can, but I could have cooked them more if I wanted. They smell like smoked food with that smoky flavor, and they look like cooked spinach or something. They look kind of spiky too. Don't know if it's visible, but I eat them without cooking, and the spikes are not a problem. So now I'm going to taste it and see what it tastes like. It's probably good with ketchup and cayenne pepper. So here it is. If I can get this. Very good. Cooked perfectly. And with the cayenne pepper and the ketchup, it's very good. Nice, tangy, perfect amount of ketchup, and because it was cooked over a fire, it has the very nice smoky flavor to it. It's very good. Smoky flavor makes ketchup taste like barbecue sauce. So I'm gonna eat this excellent food. Mustard plants are basically like a free, infinite source of salad. They're a very invasive species, mustard plants, which grow almost everywhere in the world like weeds. They can basically take over any field where they're planted in, and they're a great source of free, leafy vegetables. And they're tasty too, and easy to prepare, and can be eaten raw. It's a pretty great plant to have around. So now I'm going to enjoy my mustard greens. Mustard greens are great. Thumbs up to mustard greens.